Hi, my name is Jan West, and this is our next video about the soldier, writing and everything. So I haven't posted in a while. I started work somewhere, so a lot of things have been busy. So it's kind of difficult, challenging, let's say, challenging to difficult, yes, to balance work and working on a book you're about to publish. At the same time, it's difficult, but it can be done. You just gotta be motivated, So I wanted to talk about what's going on right now. We all know about the Black Lives Matter movement, and what it has to do with my book is that it's basically my life story, kind of. Not everything in there is my life story. A lot of things aren't, and a lot of things are. The soldier, I thought it was, it's relevant to what's going on right now because it's all in media, and we're trying to point of Black Lives Matter, this movement that we're trying to do. We're trying to change the world, make things a better place, to stop racism, systematic racism, and everything. And right now, there's a lot of people saying all lives matter still, but it's like, I admit, once upon a time, a few years ago, stood with Black Lives Matter, but I was also like, all lives matter. And I didn't understand that the reason why it's Black Lives Matter, which includes me, is because all lives can't matter until Black Lives Matter. And I'm pretty sure you've heard that now. And it's basically things need to change. This is bad when a person with color, dark skin on their body, and they can't even walk down the road or jog down the road in normal clothes without somebody thinking they're trying to rob something. That's horrifying. They can't even sleep in their car because someone thinks they're doing bad. It's a problem. And it's all in the media. Like, we're changing things. Like a school that I live near, they're changing one of their football slogans because there's a super, super, super horrific story to that nickname for people that are on the opposing team. And peacocks are over there. Basically, it's someone's told me that no, that wasn't the reason behind that school's, because it was named after someone said, oh, our opposing team, that famous rivals, like, hey, if you're not on our side, then you're, and I'm not going to say it because I don't want any trouble from that university. I mean, I'm pretty sure it's free speech and everything, but, basically, but still, that saying still comes from that, and that's why we're trying to change it. We're taking down these schools, changing their names because the people they were named after, maybe some of them were not nice people. Like, they supported murdering people like you, people like me. That's not something I would want my children going to school with the name of something like that. We're changing the world. New things need to be done. This racism isn't going to stop until we put something together. And I know a lot of people are like, oh, well, racism always going to be here. Does it? Will it? If we can change that, just like we put a stop to people believing in flat earth. Like, oh, the world is flat and you fall off the end of the earth once you get to the unknown lands. And that happened like hundreds of years ago. And yeah, we still have a flat earther society, but at the same time, we're changing because flat earthers, nobody is, believing them, right? We were able to change, it can go away. Racism can go away. And yeah, they're right. There will be something else, like maybe, oh, you're tall, you're short, I don't like you, that's not nice. And there might be people who still do that. Or they might base it on, how much money you make in a year, which is not good. That's not right. You should judge everyone equally. And that's where the soldier comes in. My character, if you don't know, her name is June Castor. She cannot remember a lot of things from her past, the small childhood memories, like the time her dad taught her how to ride a bike, maybe. Her first birthday cake. I mean, not a lot of us remember our first birthday cake, but her 5th birthday cake, let's say that. I remember my childhood 5-year-old birthday party and the cake I had and playing on the park with friends. She can't remember any of that stuff, and it leaves her with what she doesn't realize is anxiety and depression. And this is a major problem because so many books I grew up reading, they were all primarily people who were not people of color. These people were either Caucasian, which is the only person that's not people of color. Most of them were Caucasian. And even though you wouldn't probably call them Caucasian 500 years down the road in futuristic times, like let's say the Hunger Games or Divergent, but it was still the case. Like, they were Caucasian people, and it really hurt when I'd go to school and people say, no, you can't be Katniss Everdeen, you could be Rue. And I love Rue, but at the same time, it was like, excuse me. And the primary reason why they said that is because of my race. And that's a problem when a lot of us, people of color, grow up loving all these Disney stories, all these books about strong female heroines, but the people who are us, like maybe someone's Asian or someone's white, not white, someone's Asian or Latinx, you call it. I'm still learning. I'm still educating myself. I hope we're all educating ourselves on the correct terms of everything. Someone who's black, we're always portrayed as the best friend. And that's a serious problem, because it's like, oh, are we just the best friend that the protagonist doesn't always get along with, or they have a fight and so we're jealous of them? Can't we, be portrayed as, oh, we're strong, we're the center of the story as well, and we matter? And it isn't showing. Like, recently there's more books portraying people, female protagonists, male protagonists, whatever. They're portrayed as the center of attention, especially if they're a person of color, but it's still rare. Like, name one in the comments that you heard of where there's a black female protagonist, an Asian female protagonist, male protagonist, both ways. Doesn't matter, like, where is our representation? We're not just the best friends, And so my character, she is black, and she's considered black today because, race is a social construct. But the reason why people are still talking about race, when people go, oh, why are you guys still talking about race? Like, see it as a man was shot down, not a black man was shot down. We're seeing this race because it's still a problem, because the people who still want to use race as a way to justify their oppression of other peoples is the reason why we still have this problem. So, the best thing to do, I created, this girl came to me in my head, June Castor, and she was like, hey, I'm here, I'm going to be your heroine, I'm going to be your superhero, and I'm going to rule the day. And she has her flaws, and she has some good things to remember, certain things that she can remember. One theme primarily that she can remember, like, boy. She can't remember anything else but this boy, and this boy visits her dreams every single night, and she always kisses him on the cheek, and then the dream goes away and she wakes up and it's the start of a school day. So June, if you don't know, she is a hunter. Her dad taught her how to hunt, because in the society they live in, even though her father is the president of North of New Rome, they're still not the best off financially because of the war effort and everything. And so they're sometimes living off food that they hunt for. Primarily, they have to limit some things, like they're eating oatmeal pancakes instead of like flour pancakes, things, living on a deep budget. And when they're living on a budget, they're learning things. And what's also special about this one, this is the interracial family, because there seems to be a problem with interracial people today. Like, people are still against interracial marriage, which I think is ridiculous, because it's like, okay, we're trying to fight racism, and a lot of people say, oh, that's not a problem now. People marry interracial. Yeah, but they still have to deal with what's going on. They still have to deal with people not liking them, or them being ashamed of the race they came from. And it's not always the case, we're human. But at the same time, it's like, this is a serious problem. Like, I don't care. You could be Asian and I can still be in love with you. It doesn't matter. And so, here it is. Though at the same time, they're not classified by race, because it's a futuristic time where it's, once we've conquered this race problem, it is a race problem, because people still being pie holes about it. They become strong in this society. Like, June's father, he's white, but his full-blooded brother is black, and that is possible, and it does happen, and it's totally natural. And they come together. So what goes on is she goes to this camp, and I added it came to me anxiety and depression, because I'm still struggling with that. And the thing is, there's some stigmatism in the black community that we don't experience anxiety and depression, and that is just for white privileged people. And most of the time, sometimes that is the case. But what I'm come to an understanding is that we do experience that. We just can't do it in certain ways. We can't show it in certain ways, because we've always had to work for everything, no matter what. You could be a rich black person, poor black person. We still have to work twice as hard. And I'm sorry, I look, my hair's a little nappy and everything, but we have to work twice as hard to do something. And because of that, it's overlooked that we do have sometimes anxiety and depression. And this girl, she experiences this. June just has it in other ways. Like, it's really, she's broken off from her friends, which I had a problem with that in high school. Not all my friends were, I'm sorry, there's squirrels in the trees. Not all my friends were mean or toxic, but it's just I went through some cleanse. I didn't see it as a cleanse back then, but it's primarily a cleanse. Like, if these people aren't treating you right and you can't seem to work with them, and sometimes it's me, sometimes it's them, but there's still a problem, and it's like, well, don't waste your time on people. Go find new ones. It's hard. You don't have to have a lot of friends. Like, there's only a few friends that I still consider like good friends that I can count on my hands. I used to be like, everyone's my friend, and sadly that's not the case. But June has a serious problem with that. She is learning how to heal, and it kind of hurts her when she can't remember some good things that she needs to remember in order to, heal from her past that she can't remember, because she knows something big is bothering her, which you'll find out in the second book, or no spoilers, but she tries. So she's important right now with the Black Lives Matter movement, because there's a lot of things that need to change, and I see her as a symbol of hope. Not saying that it could happen, the society that she lives in, but in order for it to happen, global warming would have to be escalated, and we don't want that happening. Hopefully we can change that, but it's a serious problem. Black Lives Matter. Happy Juneteenth. It's 2 days late on the Juneteenth, but happy Juneteenth. Happy day. Black Lives Matter. Happy LGBTQ Celebration Month. Another book series that I'm working on, it's the character is not LGBTQ, but it features some LGBTQ people who are also flawed, just as the other characters are flawed. And I'm still learning about LGBTQ. I'm part of this Facebook group that's by people of the LGBTQ community, and they teach you. They're so kind about it. They're so educated about it. They will educate you, and they would do it in a polite way. You just post a question like, was this offensive to put in my book? And I found out one part of my book was, offensive to transgender people, because that's not the way transgender person is, and that would be very offensive what happened to them. So I'm going to be doing more research on that series. It was about a minor character, but still, that wasn't a good idea, and I'm so glad I asked, because I would have been in trouble with everyone, with people who will read my books. I'm growing, I'm changing, and I hope you are too. I want you to have a good day. I want you to breathe. I want you to love yourself. Do something good for yourself. Write, read, watch TV, I guess. Laugh, smile. If you have to cry, that's good. Crying does make you stronger. You're learning how to address this mess that I went through really, really, really messed me up. So I'm gonna cry about it, because I can. As long as you remember that you are strong, and no one can take that strength away from you, because you are you, and no one else can be you. Love you.